Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad, and you're listening to Coffee with Dad podcast. Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. So welcome to episode 4 of Coffee with Dad podcast. So today's episode is going to be about looking forward to 2026 and kind of ending 2025. What's some of the what we're looking forward to with robot vacuum cleaners. I know we got the DJI coming out. I did buy it. We've got mop rollers. We've got Matrix 10. We got Soros Z70 with robotic arms. So let's dive in to all these new robot manufacturers. But first, today's video is brought to you by my very own website, justadadapproved.com. This is a place I'm going to show you here. This is a website where it's just very easy to go to find all the robot vacuum cleaners that I recommend. It's just, I do use links though. So if you purchase a product using one of my links, so if you click on this link, it'll take you to Amazon. The product won't cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission from the sale. I want my website just to be an easy to go to place. Whenever we're having the big like Amazon Prime Days or Black Fridays coming up, I'm going to be posting. I'll take pictures of what all the sales are and I'll have links ready to go. Super easy for you. I'm also going to be improving this website, and I'll talk more about that in the future, what my future plans are. So let's get started here. Of course, I got a disk space low, so my Mac is almost full, of course. I got a new camera, just trying some different angles, having fun. We've got some different scenes. I can show my computer screen with me talking on it, so first, so 2026 is coming to an end, but at the end of 2025, we're going to have Amazon Black Friday deals. I don't know exactly what the sales are going to be or when they're going to start, but I will be doing a bunch of videos and again, check my website. So, but with that being said, I don't anticipate recommending mop rollers yet. Now the Matrix 10 and the Mobius, the Mova Mobius, these have the interchangeable mop pads. So there's some potential with these. They're kind of expensive right now. And I know it does add some more moving parts with the robotic arm that comes down and changes out the mop pads. But I do currently have the Matrix 10 at my house, and it's doing rather well. It's kind of big, but I do like that they increased the water tank size. So we're not emptying the water tanks or filling them up as often. So that was kind of a nice surprise. But trade-off is the base is pretty big. Mop rollers. So we're going to be ending 2025, in my opinion, with Generation 1 mop rollers. Now, there was lots of potential. Again, I've done some videos, spinning mop pads versus mop rollers. Without a doubt, a mop roller is going to clean your floor better. But these Generation 1s, in my opinion, I've tested almost all of them. There's just too many moving parts with them. I've had some failures with them. The Aqua 10s had a failure. Roomba 705s had a failure. My Narwhal Flow has had a failure. So spinning mop pads are more refined. They've just been around longer. They've had the kinks worked out. Do they clean your floors? They absolutely do clean your floors. When you empty a dirty water tank from a spinning mop pad, to say spinning mop pads don't clean your floor is not true. Spinning mop pads do clean your floor. Now, a mop roller does clean. It cleans it a little bit different, but it has to use a lot more technology to do that. And I don't think we're just there yet. I do think we will get there because of the advancements they're making with robot vacuum cleaners. Now, but maybe we're going to make some more advancements with spinning mop pads. And the Matrix 10 and the Mobius are a step in the right direction. I'm okay with robot manufacturers trying new things. Let me buy them and try them to see if you like them. Now, I understand it can be kind of confusing. They do release a whole bunch of robots, but that's kind of why I created this whole robot vacuum cleaner, what I'm doing right now. I'm demystifying robot vacuum cleaners for you. And I will continue to do that in 2026. So I did buy, so let's start out. We're ending 2025 with a new robot manufacturer coming in. Let's go to this. DJI. I don't know much about this company. I did buy this robot. I was hesitant. I've been hearing news articles about their drone making, that their drones might get banned in the United States or something. Again, I don't know anything about just what I see in the news, which I just randomly look at sometimes. So I'm a little curious. Is this going to get banned or something? I don't know. It says it's selling fast. I did purchase it with my own money. I was going to purchase it when it was brand new, but it was $3,000. I'm glad I didn't. I was able to get it on this sale price, but it was over $2,000. And there was like a $50 surcharge on shipping. I don't know where it's coming from. Is it in the United States? I'm sure it's made overseas, but is it in the United States and being shipped? I don't know. And then they've got 4 versions, or they've got a bunch of versions. I think this is cool. I mean, they're without a doubt. I mean, it's not going to be for everybody, but that's for somebody that likes robot vacuum cleaners. I want to see what it looks like on the inside. I mean, that's just cool. I've been tempted to open. So they hit a home run with this. Now, there's been a lot of hype videos of this thing going through and weaving in between dominoes. We'll see. I'll definitely be putting it through some testing, and I'm not anticipating it being that good, but we'll see. So I did buy this. I don't know when it's coming in. So as soon as it comes in, I will get the video out. I can't recommend it right now. And same with the Dreame Aqua 10. So that leads me back to mop rollers. We can see there's quite a few, the Yui S1. We've got some sales going on and stuff. So again, back to mop rollers. And let me just go to this new advanced angle. Just having fun. That's all. Again, I know the Narwhal flow. I wish I could send it back, but I'm not able to. Okay, so sorry about that. Some technical malfunction. My iMac ran out of storage, so I had to quickly do some deletings, and now we're ready to go. Narwhal flow. Again, I wanted to love it. There was a lot of hype around it. I'm not able to use mine again. I did contact Narwhal customer service. It was past the 30-day window. They did not want to return it. I was hoping they would at least want to try to fix it since it's not able to do black carpet. And the only emails I could get are, we're going to be upgrading the software, and hopefully that's going to fix this here. So I can't really recommend them. Now let's go to the Mova Z60. Again, it's okay. I think it's a generation 1. I think they're going to improve that a bunch. All right, let's go back to the computer. Okay, so here we have the Dreame Aqua 10, again, generation 1, I think. I do have the Dreame Aqua 10 Ultra at my house. It's undergoing extensive testing there. It's doing okay. It's got some little quirks that are just kind of verifying that, yeah, it's a generation 1. I do have the Dreame Matrix 10 at my house. I will be taking the Mobius, the Mova Mobius at my house too. Wow, I think it's $1,800. The Dreame Matrix, yeah. Whew. The Mova V50 is going to do. It doesn't change its mop pads, and there are some features. It's not the Mova V50 is not as advanced as the Matrix 10, but boy, it's awfully close. That's expensive. $1,800. Well, I paid $2,000 for it. At least it's on sale for $1,800, but wow. So again, yeah, mop rollers are just not going to be. They're not going to be at the end of 2025 for me, but boy, I imagine in 2026 they're going to be releasing a bunch. Wow. I am going to be going to CES in 2026. It's in January. It's right after Christmas. I've already got my plane ticket. I bought that way in advance. Got the hotel room. Their hotel rooms were running out quick. So my wife and I will be going there, and I'm going to be doing hopefully maybe some live streams from CES. I mean, I know everybody people love to see the new and exciting stuff. So if I'm there and if I can live stream, I will try to live stream. At the very least, I will be taking videos and then just posting them up later. Be sure and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And I'll be doing it when I do a vertical video, I post it on YouTube Shorts, Instagram, and TikTok. So, yeah, looking forward to CES. Yeah, I just can't wait. I can't only imagine. And hopefully in 2026, the Germany, I forget what that is. I'm going to try to go to that. That's a really tricky one to get to. It's over in Germany. Got to really look at the pricing and all of that. So, but they had some really cool stuff there too. So maybe we'll see about that, but I definitely am going to CES. It's just in Las Vegas. Thankfully there's a direct flight from St. Louis. So, yeah, and those take a while to release, but okay. So we got this Yui S2. I will be getting it. There's been a lot of hints. I know it was real popular I don't see it. No, that's the DJI. Let me search for it here. I don't know a whole lot about it. I will be getting it. It looks promising. It's nice to see something new coming from Eufy. I know the E25 and E28. I've done a lot of reviews on them. Just kind of a little bit of a miss for me. And it's almost like we're in that stage with phones where every other model was a success. And maybe there's always that middle model that seems to be kind of like shouldn't have been released or kind of had some maybe rushed out or something. I don't know what that is, but it seems like that every other item seems to be pretty good from Eufy. The E25, E28 were just maybe a little bit of a miss for me. I know that Eufy S1, but the S1 Pro I've had, that thing's been rock solid. It doesn't clean the absolute best, but it mops really good. The Eufy S1 that's not a Pro, I'm having problems with it. But Eufy is helping me. They've sent me a new dirty water tank. We'll see if that fixes it. It's kind of hard. They're wanting me to troubleshoot it, and then they're sending me parts, so that takes a lot of time that I just don't have. So for 2026, we've got the stair. So I talked about the DJI. We've got the stair climbing robots. Again, I think this will be. Let me switch over here. This is Meet the Cyber X. I think they were displaying this that's why I want to go to Germany. This was on display. Look, I'll buy it when it comes out. I don't have any idea how good this thing looks big. And I do like that they're using, what is that? A platform, or it goes into another robot. So it goes into something like a carriage. Well, a lot of moving parts there. But stairs are going to be tricky, but man, that's going to be fun. I have stairs here at the studio and my house. I have carpeted stairs in my house. That's going to be exciting because, yeah. And I'm sure Mova's going to come. Did Mova had one at Germany? I don't remember. These things kind of come out and there's a lot of hype, but then they kind of go under the radar for a while. I think we're kind of under the radar with them right now. I've not been seeing any new news releases of them or anything. So, but I will be getting it. It looks promising. Again, it's going to be Generation 1, which leads me to the Soros. So the Roborock Soros Z70, it's got the robotic arm. It was all the rage at CES. It's pretty cool. You see a lot of wins on Instagram and TikTok and other things. Even I post some of the wins, and they've gotten a lot of views. It is cool when it works. It just doesn't work all the time. I thought it does a good job of cleaning. I know I've been hearing some reports that it doesn't clean the best, but I've got it in my house and I empty the dirty water tank. It's full of dirt and it's vacuuming. I just recently did the maintenance on it. The vacuum bag was completely full. I really neglected that thing. And it seems like a solid robot. And that robotic arm that's a winner in my opinion. That thing's very well made, that robotic arm. And it's been through some tough things at my house. It's hit a couple low line bars, which I thought it should miss, but it's gotten tied up in shoelaces with the robotic pinchers. And I thought, it's going to damage it because I had to pry some stuff apart, but no, that thing's been really good. It just, the front sensor has to identify the object first before it's ever going to pick it up. And that's the software inside the robot. That's what Roborock tells it to pick up, and that is all really complicated, I'm sure, behind the scenes. Now, they did promise us some updates, and it was going to continuously improve and continually pick up more items, but I haven't seen that a whole lot. There's 90% misses compared to the one or two successes. Again, I just reset. I brought it here, did the maintenance on it. I took it back to my house. It's so intriguing that I took it back to my house. It's upstairs now, where I'm going to keep a real close eye on it. I'm going to purposely put stuff around the house, but also there's days where I don't purposely put stuff around the house, and we'll just see what it does. I know my wife, when we had it there, she'd be in the back bedroom and she's like, this thing's just carrying a shoe at these random times because, it cleans and then it goes back and picks stuff up. So it was kind of cool to see that, I think. I wasn't there to see it, but she did tell me it was working. And I would come home and there would be a pile of shoes, not a pile, but there would be 3 or 4 shoes at one time sometimes. So that is cool. So I'm looking. So I think there's going to be more robotic arms in 2026. I think there was some at Berlin show. The Mova's coming out with one. Again, the robotic arm is probably going to be really good, but boy, that's going to be so reliant on that front sensor and the software. And I just don't see Roborock has not done what I would, and it's probably super hard, and they may not have the RAM or whatever they're going to have some kind of really in-depth programming inside that robot so that front sensor can identify. Then it has to arrange the robot so that the robotic arm can position just right. There's a lot going on there. A little disappointed they haven't updated it as much, but I do think now that's the future. Now, a lot of the comments I got is, what if your dog has an accident? The robots are getting pretty good at identifying what dog waste is. Now, if it's really runny, and that sort of thing, or if they pee on the floor, that's going to be tricky. Most robots are the newest ones are going to try to mop it up. So, because it's just going to be identified as a liquid. So robotic arms, I think, are going to come. So hopefully there'll be another generation of mop rollers. This whole idea of the changing of the mop pads, it's intriguing to me. It's so exciting how that works. Let me bring that up over here. Yeah, the mop pads, I've got both of these and it works very well. And I have heard some people say they want this because of the cross-contamination. I do wish the mop pads were made if there was a distinguishing feature that was like, oh, wow, this thing is definitely different. It was really hard for me to really see a huge difference between the mop pads, but this thing's working great at my house. I got to say. So that's going to lead. Oh yeah. Narwhal flow. We talked about that. I'm sending that back, or I'm not sending it back. Well, they won't take it back. And then, I think, so ending 2025, the sales, there's going to be a bunch of sales around Black Friday. I'm going to be doing all kinds of live streams, and I'll be doing live events, telling people, I'll be doing videos. Hey, the best robots to buy on day one of Black Friday and early Black Friday deals and that sort of thing. So, and on my website, that's going to be the quickest and easiest place to find the information. I'll be doing the whiteboard again. And then I'll be doing hopefully by that time, I'll have the baseball cards for each robot up. But I think ending out, let's just take a look here. Ending out 2025, I don't anticipate. Oops. Let's go to this look. Here, there's the baseball cards. We'll talk about that in a second. I just don't anticipate a huge difference in what we saw from big prime deal days. And I'm using that. So we had the big sale in July. The actual prime days was in July. Those sales were amazing. And it was 4 days long. That was awesome. Big deal days was only 2 days. And so, but what I did notice is a lot of the same robots were on sale for both of those events. So I anticipate, those same robots. We're going to know here real soon. I like that Mova, Dreame, Roborock. I like that these manufacturers are starting to tell us ahead of time the sales. They're not calling it, now they'll call this Black Friday, but they weren't calling it Prime Big Deal Days. But on their websites. So I spend a lot of time on these companies' websites, and they're letting us know what the sales are ahead of time. Roborock was real good. They were all three pretty good of letting us know what the sales were going to be. I anticipate I'll be on their websites investigating that. Typically, whatever is on their website sale price is on Amazon. And on my webpage, justadadapproved.com, I am using Amazon links. I do have links to some of the products are available on Walmart, but mostly they're just on Amazon. I've been purchasing the products on Amazon. Their return policy is just a little easier. It's just a couple clicks. As long as you have the box, you just box it up and send it back. I've done the ones through the manufacturers. Those can be a little tricky, a little time consuming. They're not really wanting to return and give you your money back. They're wanting to repair it or work you through some satisfaction, trying to get it satisfied. So I do purchase my products on Amazon. And so I anticipate these are going to be the same sales. The Mova P10 Pro, I mean, I don't know, but I'm hoping that goes on sale for $449. The Dreame L40, the Dreame L10S, $300. Wow. I mean, we may see some sales that are cheaper than this. Black Friday is a big deal. I kind of forgot how big July was. Big deal days was big too, but the prime days in July were huge. And I was going over some of my older notes, looking at some news articles and just different things. I forgot how big Black Friday is, the day after Thanksgiving. And then there's Cyber Monday. If I remember correctly, Cyber Monday was okay, but it's that Friday after Black Friday is huge. And I mean huge because of the sale prices. And these sale prices we see are just, and I'm going to do the same thing I did here where I list them all. And then the winners just become very apparent. Mova P10 Pro, $449, just a great, great price. I think going into 2026, these same ones are going to be the same ones. Roborock typically releases a bunch of robots early in the year. Usually right after CES, they're pretty good about getting out. And they got a Curve X2 and this whole Q series they released, the Q Revo series, they updated. Well, they weren't really updates. I was glad to see that dual brush roller, that split brush dual roller came down to a cheaper model, but it wasn't super cheap. But yeah, if these companies don't stop making some, it's going to be even harder next year. This year going into this year, I thought the Dreame L10S, that $300 one, well, it wasn't $300. I mean, it was, but I thought going into 2025, that was going to be discontinued. I thought they're going to move on. They've got all these L10Ss. They just do not move on or move past. Now, thankfully, the ones that they're still producing, like the Dreame L10S, they lowered the price to $300. It's actually a decent robot. Now, be careful with Roomba. The new iRobots are okay. When I say okay, they're okay. 405, 505. Even I am glad to see the what's the new iRobot one? Let me look that up. You think I've spent so much time with it. $705. And they had to give it that number. There's already a 705. I don't know why they gave it a new designator or used somebody else's designator. So let's go back here. Yeah, so we've got the Max 705 back up to $1,300. It did have, so I'm on my third one. I did send 2 back. One just needed the dock to update. The second one I think was actually bad. The dirty water tank never kicked on. And then the third one now, the dock updated as soon as I got it. And I got there's a repair kit. I have a video on that. So, and this thing, while it's loud, it's kind of big, it's kind of obnoxious, it's actually starting to work relatively good. I mean, it makes it back to its base. It is cleaning. It doesn't have good corner cleaning capabilities, but it is vacuuming. I'm going to be probably taking that to my house now. I'm kind of liking it that it doesn't use much water, and I'm hoping that it's cleaning just as good as the other ones. I'll still test it some more. Some of the mop rollers can use a lot of Narwhal uses just a ton of water, which is good, I guess, but boy, you're refilling those tanks a bunch. So the Max 705, let's just take a look at their store. I'm so curious. Are they still selling some old ones? This is where you can run into trouble. They actually need to discontinue some. Okay, they're heavily promoting their new ones. Good. Okay, good. I thought that was an essentials. They need to take those essentials and. Okay, so thankfully on their website or this on the Amazon page, they're not. But if you search, there will still be some on here that should not be. Let's just verify that. They're not coming. Okay, see, there's a J9 Plus. Nope. It's got the old app. It's not bad, but oh my gosh, the Combo 10 Max is still on here. Dude, new? That is absolutely not new. I mean, maybe it's a new model, but it says new on Amazon. Oh my gosh. Stay away from this vac. If you see the word iRobot and essential, run. See, they'll slash the price of that. That thing just needs to be discontinued, but that's a whole nother story, a whole nother podcast. Okay, so thankfully, I know a lot of people love this S9 Plus. I never ended up getting that. By the time I got into robots, that was kind of past its time. They really weren't promoting it a whole lot. I know a lot of people really swear by that, and I think a lot of people are still using it, and that's kind of their standard of, when robots could be repaired, and you still could buy the parts. So I maybe should get that and just see it. It uses the old V-Slam technology. Now Shark has some new robots. That Shark AI, it's $300 right now. It's kind of an older robot. I've purchased 2 of those so far. Let's go to Shark Robot Vacuums. They do have that's the power detect. Is the thermal charge showing up on here? No. They need to update stay away from these navigators. That's just it's spinning LiDAR in an old package that just didn't work very well in my opinion. So they do have a new Shark out called the Thermocharge, which I have and reviewed it. It does okay. It's not showing up here. They need to update their set. So hopefully Shark releases very few robots. That's a new one. So it'd probably be 6 months, 7 months before they release it. I don't know. They just need to update their app. But there is a place for apps that don't have a lot of features. I get it. So yeah, 2025, I think we're going to end it with spinning mop pads are going to be kind of my go-to, what I'm recommending the most. The Aqua 10 isn't too bad. It's at my house right now. I maybe could recommend it. We'll see though. I got to finish that full time testing on that. So really no real mop rollers I'm going to be recommending at the end of 2025 going into 2026. Spinning mop pads, they're kind of just ruling it. And, this just brings up a good point of we're getting into these robots are starting to cost so much money and they're so big and it's becoming, those Matrix 10 and that Mobius from Mova, when I unbox those, there's a huge robot vacuum cleaners with big bases that, we're not talking about a small robot that, okay, maybe I don't like it and now I want to send it back. You're talking about that's a pretty major undertaking to send back. The Mova P10 Pro and that Dreame L10S, unboxing those is relatively still a pretty simple task. And if I had to box those up again, it actually it's not that bad of a job. I mean, you got to kind of package it up right. Keep your box. I always tell people, even with the Mova P10 Pro that I highly recommend, when you unbox it, as soon as you get it, unbox it, start using it. You may have a broke one out of the box. This happens with all of everything you buy. There's just a certain percentage that are just broke out of the box. So get it, start using it, but keep your box. And if you're not happy with it, there are certain types of flooring and rugs where that thing may really struggle. I know rugs with tassels, there's starting to be some robots that will deal with that. But even the Mova P, there's some robots that can struggle. A lot of robots struggle with tassels. So I'll just say that right away. So you may have a bunch of rugs with tassels and why did he recommend this Mova P10 Pro? Well, most robots are going to struggle with that. So then this one may not be the one for you. You may have to go to a flat mop. I think those do a little bit better with tassels. I don't do a lot of testing with tassels, but I do see that in the comments. So, keep your box. Because if you don't like it, just, it's going to be an easy thing. If I have to return the Mobius or the Matrix, then that's going to be a major undertaking. And if I have to take that to the UPS store, that's going to be even a bigger undertaking. So is there a point where we're going to get these robots, they're getting so much bigger. Are we getting the bigger reward? I don't think so. I mean, the Matrix 10, while cool, it's twice as big as the Mova P10 Pro, costs 3x. Are we getting 3x cleaning and 2x from being bigger? No, absolutely not. And that's going to kind of lead me into my future. So I want to talk about my future is my website. That my website right now looks I did it. I mean, I'm not a website designer. I don't have the money to pay somebody to design a website. So I just Googled it, and I had to Google every little thing about how to do it. And then I just did it. Had to take time off from doing videos, and I just did it. So, but I do want to improve it. I want to make it look nicer. And I want to get you more information. I know I want to do written reviews. I'm going to put those on my website, and hopefully the written reviews will be picked up by news agencies. And so when you're scrolling your news feed, I do Google News, and I got things I like. And so it's anytime a news article about a robot vacuum cleaner pops up, I see it. And so hopefully that will happen in the future where people, then they can come to my website and see, oh, he reviews robot vacuum cleaners. He's reviewed over 300. He purchases them with his own money. He tries to give as honest opinion as he can. And hopefully that will carry some weight. And then you can come to my website and see what my top picks are. And so so to make it to my website is going to be a big deal in 2026. I don't know how else to say that. I'm not going to put everything up there. And because I want to make it simple. Like right now, these things, they got too much information. I'm going to make that very simple. Like the best for dog hair is the D20 if you don't want mops. So I'm going to be cleaning this up. I got to take the time. I've got to, I want this to look nicer, cleaner. And then that leads me to my baseball cards. So the future is I am going to be doing videos still, not as much reviews per se, or not as much. I will be slowing down with, again, I don't even know exactly what 2026 brings. This is just merely a guess. And I'm at stage 1 of 50 on implementing it. So that's why my mind is a little bit confused. When I talked about the baseball cards earlier, let me show you. Yeah. So with this being said, with my website, I want this baseball card to get improved. And my wife's been helping me. Well, she did this. I write the information down, and I don't know how she reads my handwriting, but she does. And then she comes up, she made this whole form on the computer, and we're put it on magnet paper, and we're going to move it around because we move them around because price changes. And so, but I want that information to be available to you because I want that for you to be able to use that because sales come at random times and you're like, oh, wow, today this is on sale. You can go to my website. You can see real quick. Okay. He says it's good. And then it's good when it's below this price. And then, that's going to be the future is my website, justadadapproved.com. And it's going to lead into other things. I do reviews. I am not all in. 100% on robot vacuum cleaners. It has been very time consuming lately. But I you're going to have some videos on vacuum cleaners. I'm going to have I want a recommended vacuum cleaner list. I want recommended carpet cleaners. I have purchased, I think almost 100 spot cleaners. I'll have to count, but I want to give you the best. I want to rate them, and I want to make it a list that it's just easy to come to. The floor wet dry mops. I just purchased probably $3,000 worth of wet floor dry mops. The Narwhal S30, S30 Pro, I had to send both of them back. They were both broke out of the box. So thankfully I opened them up within that 30-day window, which can be tricky for me sometimes. Sometimes I buy stuff when it's on sale during these big sales and I throw it in the corner and I'm just too busy with robots and then I don't end up opening it. So I actually made a point to open those up a week before I could send them back. And I am glad I did because both the Narwhal S30 and the S30 Pro, Both of those are like $700-800 for each one. And both of them were broke. So thankfully, box them up, send them back. No big deal. So wet floor dry. So I had a lot of requests for these expensive ones. And now we're getting into that point again of, are these $1,000 wet floor dry mops as good as the Mova X4, which is, what's its price right now? $379? No, absolutely not. So that's going to go in, that's going to be, I'm going to take that into account. Tineco's got some $1,000 wet floor dry mops. So, and I do have the old reliable Tineco S5 blue. That's the one that I recommend, but I do like, that's my number one on the wet floor dry mop. So again, that's going to be the future is my website. I can't stress that enough. You can purchase my coffee there. Hopefully I'm going to be getting some merch. That is extremely hard to figure out. I mean, thankfully my wife does help me with some things, but wow, getting shirts and stuff. I do want to come up with something, and hopefully it's going to be on this website where we can sell something, even if it's just the basic stickers or something. So, and I do have there's some little kids that watch and are interested in robot vacuum cleaners. And sometimes I'll get an email from a mom saying, hey, my son watches your robot vacuum cleaner videos. Could you, and they don't really ask for anything, but I do end up sending a sticker and I'll add a little bit of confetti. So it's just something that's kind of fun to do. I do that for free. So, and sometimes I think they do that at their birthday party or something, or even there was one, a Halloween, somebody dressed up their kid as a Roomba and they wanted the Just a Dad sticker seal of approval on it. That was so cute. And so I just sent them a sticker for free. So if email me, I'm always open for helping out and having fun with stuff like that. So that's definitely going to be more in the future. And I'll maybe put that on the website of, if there's a kid that you're wanting to have some free stuff, I can definitely send some stuff out. So that's fun. So the website's definitely my future. I still do Instagram and TikTok. I really haven't figured out those platforms. I did TikTok Shop for a little bit. That's a little tricky. They're wanting a ton of information just super quick, and that it's a little harder for me to do. I do think that is the future. People do want vertical videos, quick, to the point. They do want vertical videos just really quick and to the point. And I do some of those. And I can do those when I really do approve of a robot. So like the Mova P10 Pro, there was one day where I sat down and did about 8 or 9 vertical videos, and I could talk honestly about it. I'm like, I didn't say this, but I can't show you everything about it. That takes 5-10 minutes at least, but I can say this is my number one robot and I absolutely love it. And so that's going to be the future. So I will be doing, here's what's going to come up with the future. YouTube videos. Right now I'm a YouTube search, and I do like, the Dreame Aqua 10 roller, how to set up. Then I do how to do the maintenance. These are all searchable videos, which are extremely helpful. And I am going to continue to do some of those. I may have to scale back what I purchase, just because time is becoming an issue and money with these robots. And I can't constantly keep purchasing these super expensive robots. So because in my opinion, it's not worth it yet. I think some of these more real expensive robots are going to get they're not going to be super popular with a big crowd. So that leads me into what I'm thinking. Again, I'm on step 1 of 50. By the time I implement how I'm going to format a new video, I've probably got 50 things to check off. So step 1 is I'm thinking of, I wrote it down on my whiteboard. It's not here. Like a weekly video of best way to clean your home. And what I want to do with those videos is introduce people to the best, not strategies, but the best products, the best how to clean your home. What I'm realizing is when I test these wet dry vacs, when I test these carpet cleaners and spot cleaners, I actually learned how to clean your home. And so I want to share that information with people. And I think that's a broader audience. When I can stand, and I'm going to be standing in front of the video. I know I do a lot behind because it's just, I want to get the information out of here's the review and it's not about me. It's about the product. But I think 2026, I want to be not about me, but about me standing in front of the camera with the products behind me and being able to show people. But I want to show people what the new technology is that you can help clean your home. And I want to reassure people that, I'm going to try to introduce them to a robot vacuum cleaner. I think we are to the point where there are some really good robot vacuum cleaners that are going to really help some people. And that's what I want to do. I want to introduce these to people. So there may be somebody that's still using a mop, still using a vacuum cleaner, and they're like, I'm too busy and I need something to help out around the house. These robot vacuum cleaners can definitely help out around the house now. They do. I'm a living example of it at our house. We do not vacuum and mop as much as we used to around our house. I'm afraid to say it. We don't mop at all, and we don't vacuum at all. Once in a while, like if company's coming over and if I'm in between robots not vacuuming or something, I'll grab the stick vacuum and vacuum. And you can tell a corded vacuum definitely does pick up. The robots are not getting everything. But boy, it sure looks like they're getting everything. So, but these things can actually help. And so I think a weekly video of, if somebody is looking for a floor mop, of going through and showing people how to use these floor mops in kind of a general aspect of not so in-depth detail. I still am going to do some of those videos, but I'm going to be buying products. I'm still going to be buying these products with my own money. That's definitely the future. Because it's just so much easier, and I don't want to be, I just don't want to, and I may do commercials in my YouTube video, but it's going to be, I may reach out to Duluth Trading and say, hey, I like your clothes. Would you sponsor a video? I could have your shirt on and say, hey, today's video, well, I'm going to be showing you a bunch of cleaning products. Today's video is being sponsored by Duluth Trading, something like that, something that I believe and trust in. And then they're just helping me pay the bills basically. And then I'm showing people how to do these products. If I hold up a vacuum and say, today's video is brought to you by Shark, and then I show you all these other robots, that doesn't work. But there are, I don't know what these are in the 2026, but there are things that I use, and I've got to reach out to these companies and see if they would like to sponsor a video. There's even like bank cards I use. I don't know. I don't know how all that works, but I do know that I need to, with the cost of these robot vacuum cleaners getting so high, and what I want to do in the future, I want to do a little bit different strategy where I'm not posting as many videos, but it's more about helping people. I really want to be your go-to source for how to clean your home. But I'm going to have to get some different flooring. I'm going to have to, I've got this vinyl plank flooring in the studio right now. I want to change out a section, get some really shiny flooring. I know when your floor is really shining, sometimes it's harder to clean, and robots may or may not do that good of a job. I don't have that real shiny flooring yet. So I do need to, so that's where I want to come in. I'm going to be kind of testing stuff behind the scenes, not necessarily doing videos with it. And then I can actually do a video and be like, okay, in this week's episode, my home's covered with really shiny floors, and what's the best way to clean it? Well, then I can go through, okay, let's do a mop. Here's the best. If you want to use a mop, here's the best mop. If you want to use a wet floor, dry mop, cordless, here's the best one. Oh, but by the way, if you want to use a robot vacuum cleaner, here's the best one. And that's going to be more of a video of just trying to help people instead of a Google search where, oh, the Mova X4 review. Well, that YouTube video, while it's got some great information in it, and it does show people how to clean specifically using that, it's not getting found by people that just are wanting to help clean their homes with some of the newer technology. And I just do think we're here. I talk to people all the time, and every time I tell them what I do, I review robot vacuum cleaners, they all say, oh, you review Roombas, the ones that bounce off the walls. I'm like, we are so much farther along than that. But that's a signal to me that robot vacuum cleaners were to a point where they're doing a great job, but the word's not out. And I want to get the word out. But we're also to a point where somebody buys an older iRobot that's a mop, or somebody buys a robot that mops that I don't think does a good job, that I've had a horrible experience with. Well, then they're going to have a horrible experience with. And then they're going to be like, what's he saying that these robots are to the point where, oh, they're doing everything. Well, that's where I want to help. I want to be the go-to place that if I put my stamp on it, my Just a Dad sticker seal of approval, if it shows up on my website, that means something. It's coming from a place of honesty, and I'm actually really trying to help you out as a consumer. I always say in my videos, I wish I said it more often, but I want to get you the best product at the best price. And I do honestly mean that. And that's the whole reason behind my website was these sales were getting so sporadic. I go, I gotta figure this out. And so then I made the website, and that helped. But then another light bulb went off, and I looked on the website on Squarespace, and it said, do you want to send emails out? And I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. But then I'm like, no, I do want to do that, because I am constantly being told in my comments. I do look at my YouTube comments almost every day, and people tell me, hey, the Mova P10 Pro's on sale. I love that, because I miss a lot of these sales, and it's just amazing when they tell me these sales and I send an email out, and that's just, we're a community trying to help each other. And so, and that's another thing. That's another reason behind my website, is because these sales, they're at random times, and you shouldn't be buying these products at full price. I mean, I don't know what other industry, or I've bought products all my life. I've kind of been a consumer that buys stuff, and man, it seems like I typically buy stuff full price. I mean, I remember that kind of used to, and once in a while, if you'd find, oh, was able to buy this on Black Friday, but no, during the year, if you can wait, typically 2 months, maybe 3 months tops. But if you go to my website, sign up for my email list, and then when my number one robot goes on sale, which it typically does every 2 to 3 months, or every month and a half, I don't know, there's such random times, but I'm going to send an email out to let you know. And so then you can get this really amazing robot at just an amazing price. I don't know how else to say it. A classic example of this was after the July event, my nephew, it was like a week after it, and then he emails me. He knows I review robots, and he emails me, hey, we moved into a new home. We're looking for a robot vacuum cleaner. I'm like, oh, no big deal. Yeah, I'll look. What I did is I just searched Amazon, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, well, most of the ones I'm recommending are full price. There's this one that's on sale that I don't necessarily recommend. I mean, it's okay. I think it was the Roborock Q7. I'm like, oh, they got that thing's on sale. And I think he was thinking of getting that one or something, but I'm like, oh, for the price of that one, you could have got the Mova P10 Pro, but it's at $600 now. And that was out of his price range. But I'm like, oh, and then he could have got the Dreame L10S for $300. And I think he ended up buying something for $300 that was not anywhere near what the Dreame L10S. So that's why, if you can wait, which typically, if you're cleaning your home, you're looking to upgrade a robot, you're not needing it immediate. So waiting for these Black Friday sales is the best thing to do. Waiting for these major events. If you're looking to upgrade your robot vacuum cleaner, wait for one of these major events, or go to my website, sign up for my email, and then I'll send you an email out if you need it between the shopping events. So yeah, that was just a big eye opener for me. Just trying to look at my notes, trying to finish up here. Website. Yep. So again, the videos, and then I'm going to be doing more live streams. I'll try to come up with a schedule of my live streams. That's where I can help people one-on-one. There's lots of questions. And I I like to do live streams during the major sales events because sometimes people, they're not really wanting the robot or something that I'm recommending. Like some people want to buy an iRobot Roomba. That's just what they want to buy. They want to buy it. They trust that brand. You know, I've reviewed them. You're going to have an okay user experience with them. And there are some that I can recommend if that's what you're wanting to buy. So with questions like that, and then there may be, sometimes there's just random questions about different things. And I love to help people. That's the whole reason behind my videos, my website, and everything I do is to help people. So again, less videos coming in 2026, but more of a theme with helping people how to clean homes. And if you've got ideas, I'm open to suggestions. Some of my best improvements that I've made to my YouTube channel have been from comments. And early on, the comments weren't so nice and I got offended. You know, I was like reading them and going, oh, that really hurts. You know, why would they say that? But in the end, after I would think about it for a week or two, like, nope, they're right. I need to improve the lighting. I need to improve the sound. These were all things that were extremely helpful to me. So then that taught me like, okay, look at your comments. Just look at them and just be open to them. That's basically it. I've purchased a lot of robots from people leaving comments. I finally got the DJI one. I've had a lot of comments on it. When I get 5 to 10 comments, I usually purchase one. The DJI one, I've had probably 20 comments of, hey, when are you going to purchase it? I'm like, ooh, that kind of made me go, I got to go purchase it right now. So hopefully it comes in quick. So yeah, that's the future of 2026. Exciting. Again, going to be going to hopefully Germany, definitely CES. Love to see anybody out there that's going to be at CES. Shoot me an email. We'll definitely do a meetup or something. I'm going to be at all the major manufacturing booths, hopefully live streaming, hopefully, you know, talking to them, trying to get some information. So again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. This is amazing. I love what I do. It was time though for something, I think, bigger. I'm hoping bigger for 2026, bigger with less, what I want to say, videos, because, you know, I'll make some videos, they get very little views. I mean, it helps the person that was actually Google searching that particular thing, but I'm wanting to help a broader audience. And so hopefully that's what 2026 brings, is kind of some, you know, me standing in front of the camera, trying to help people. Again, it's not going to be about me. It's just going to, I think those videos do better when you can see the person's face and talking. And so, but it's always going to be about the product, of grabbing the products, showing them people quickly. And the videos will be, I'm going to hopefully have a video editor, and then the videos will be edited. Right now, when I do the reviews, it's me sitting behind it and I'm hitting pause and they're super long, and I edit a little bit, but it's nothing near what editing needs to be. So, because people just, you know, I make an hour-long video and the average view duration's like 3 to 5 minutes. So I know there are some people that watch these hour-long videos, but I just want to help more of a broader audience, and just, I think, bringing them into this robot vacuum world is what I call it. And I'm here to help. I get emails on my website. That's also a great place to email me. There's a contact form to fill out. I respond to a lot of emails on that. I try to help out as much as I can. So again, I really appreciate everybody's support. 2026 is going to be a little different, and I'm excited for it. I really am, because I think it can be better. So I thank you, and I do appreciate everybody's support. I'm going to play just a little. I'm coming up with little commercials. So I got to do one for my website. So that, and here's the ending. So old commercial. Oh, they can't it can't locate the file because I deleted it from. Anyway, I'll end the video. See ya. Let's do the big one.